Hey Sunflowers, is the Homesteading Contessa. Happy Sunday to you. I hope this week has been good to you and that you had a great weekend. Today I will be planting some seed starts and I'll let you know a few tricks that I like to do to help me get that nice germination. Come along for the fun. Let's see what we got here, Sunflowers. I have some seeds that I want to start today. I have some big rainbow tomatoes. We have some onion, corn, some peppers, and lavender. I might not be able to plant everything today, but I will try to plant a lot. I got some ashwagandha tea to help me relax. Got a little teaspoon of agave in there. These are the cups that I'll be using. Plus, I'm going to be recycling and using some of these old cups that I got from the big box store when I planted, using those. So I like to save these. A lot of gardeners do. That way you can repurpose and reuse. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put my gloves on because it's pretty chilly out here today. I already have, some stuff planted in the ground, and I started those like on March the 7th, I believe. And now I'm going to be starting some more. Today is April 6th. That way, I can have stuff growing at different times of the year. Let me get a sip of this tea, because when I tell you, it is so cold out here. And this is not a sponsor or anything, but those who know about that ashwagandha tea, it helps with stress. It helps to, just drinking hot tea is a mood booster, and it helps lower blood pressure. So what I like to do with these cups right here, I actually got these cups from the Dollar Tree. So it's like, I can't remember how many cups came in there, but I like to make drain holes by just taking a little slit, just like that. And you can do 4. If you look closely, you can see those drain holes right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that to all my cups. While I do that, how have y'all weekend been going? Mine's, I've been relaxing and really didn't go nowhere because it's kind of cold here. So when it's cold, it makes you want to stay in the house and not do anything. So you see my grandson, he's over there doing him. So the gardening soil that I'm going to be using is the Miracle Grow. I don't have any affiliation with them. It's just a choice that I'm using. And then I'll be fertilizing, or not fertilizing, but giving my soil a calcium boost. I like to save eggshells for my chickens, and what I do is rinse the shells thoroughly, and then you can just put it like in a bowl, have your whole family in on it, tell them not to throw it away. You can use your eggshells in compost. You can use it, what else? For the garden, what I do is take it, look at that smoke when you open it up from the powder. I take them and grind them up in my blender. And what it does for your garden is a good calcium release. It helps to cure bugs because slugs don't like the roughness of the shells and the dryness. So like I was saying, the eggshells, I hope you guys can see me good because it's kind of dim out here and I'm under my deck, so there's not a lot of sun and light, but it's really windy out here. The calcium, it helps balance out the pH in your garden. If it's too acidic, it helps to carbonate the soil where the good nutrients can intake. So it's definitely something, if you don't have it on your list of things to help your garden thrive, then you want to go ahead and add it to your list. It's another way to, recycle and reuse and repurpose. All right, so I'm gonna give me some dirt. We're gonna play in some dirt. All right, when I fill mine up, I used to fill them up all the time, and then what happens is I found out that it gets a little leggy, your seedlings. It'll get leggy, and then you gotta change your cups, and or change the pot that you have it in. So what I started doing now is I put about an inch and a half of soil in my cups, and then that's deep enough to plant your seedling. And as they grow and germinate, then I can add more soil to the cups, and that'll kind of reduce the legging that you get. What leggy is like, basically the stem is kind of wobbly, not strong, and some of your starts can die that way because they're weak. So it's at a very sensitive stage when it's leggy like that. So and I got this in the Home Depot. They got it at Home Depot, Walmart. I like using it. You know, everybody got their own soil that they like to use. I get this one. It's not gonna cost so much. Plus I compost, so compost help my garden to have the nutrients in it. And like I said, the eggshells is definitely a vibe because it helps to bring that balance to your soil that you need. All right, I think that's all I'm gonna do. Let me give you guys a look at what I'm doing here. So here's a look at the soil in the cups. I did put I filled this 6-cell tray up because they do pretty well in that one. I did see on Amazon where I can buy those trays like this, the silicone, and reuse them. And eventually I'm gonna get those. That way I can say goodbye to this. But in the meantime, I'm happy with this. Okay, this part I'm gonna sit down for so you guys can see what I'm doing. You hear the birds chirping. Did I bring my Sharpie out here? I think I did. Where did I put it? All right, so I'm gonna be doing these peppers right here. This is the habanero, and then this one is a long thin cayenne. I got these from the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree do have good seeds for $1.25, and they do germinate. I have had much success using Dollar Tree seeds. I do buy a variety of seeds. I have like my Bear Creek, and then which is a good brand. Also the Fairy Morse, though that's a good brand as well. And then also at Walmart, you know, they have the American seeds for like 50 cents. So I do like the high and the lows, and I shop around to get the best for my money, you know. So, and the reason why I wanted to plant these peppers, because I want to make my own hot sauce. That'll be something that I'll make for my family. And then also I like being part of the farmers market, so I will you know, sell my hot sauce if it turns out good. I'm hoping so. And then I'll leave some fresh, that way we can do in a variety of dishes. So this one, let me go ahead and write the name on. I like to put the name of the pepper on my cups, and then I like to put the date that I planted the seed. That way it can help me remember when harvest time, and I can just, you know, be better organized when it comes to that. So it'll look something like this. Like I said, today is April the 6th, 2025. Just put the date on there. That way you won't have to play that guessing game of when did I plant this, when did I plant that. And what I'm gonna do once I get all my cups labeled, I will sprinkle in some of this eggshell powder, and then I will put like 2 to 3 seeds. The pepper seeds, I'm gonna put like 3 seeds per cup, and then the other seeds, like the corn, I may do. The corn is gonna go in the 6-cell tray, so I'm probably gonna do 1 seed per tray because they germinate pretty well for me. And the others, like the lavender, it's really small, so I'm probably gonna put that whole pack in a cup and just, you know, let it go wild when I get ready to transplant it. Let's see what else I got here. I'm surprised we got some cold weather today, because I thought our last frost was over. So I thought. I'm hoping my garden do well over there, because it's probably like 47 degrees out here today. Before I go in the house, I'm gonna put probably my garden fabric over it. That way I won't kill what I got out there. Aiden, come over here, sweetheart. That's why I'm drinking this ashwagandha tea. My grandbaby. So I keep my cool. Because he is a busybody. You know, you love your grandkids. But once that patience runs thin, you need something therapeutic to help you stay calm. So he's lucky I'm drinking this tea right now. He'll be in there with his mom. All right. So I showed you guys where I put the little splits in there. Also, the eggshell helps you to not have the waterlogged because some of the pieces are still kind of coarse. Let's see if you can see. Still kind of coarse in some areas. And that'll help like create spaces to where you won't have to worry about it getting too waterlogged. And of course you got the drain holes. So I just kind of pour some in there. Mix it around. My daughter, I was over at her apartment yesterday. They had just moved and I was going to check things out. You know how we do as mothers and fathers. And she had saw my video on starting a garden from anywhere. And she actually asked me about, you know, doing a garden for her. All right, guys. So I took a pause because my dad just called me. And I got some garden goodies from him. He gave me his shovel and a rake. So anytime I can get some free garden goodies is awesome. I was telling him I was out here planting some of these peppers and he already put in a request for me to plant him some tomato starts because I will be selling it to my family and friends of friends for a fraction of the cost than, you know, that the big box stores sell it for. See, I want to be profitable with my homestead. You know, of course, there's not one thing that you can do that's going to make you rich in homesteading. But a lot of different sources of income will help you, definitely will help you then hurt you. So most of you that know me know that I'm a dental assistant instructor by day. That's my bread and butter. But I do want to make this journey that I'm doing now something that I do for the long haul. So what I'm doing now, taking my Sharpie and just kind of creating a little hole and then letting my habanero seeds go in there and then just covering it. By the end of me planting all these seeds, I will give it a drink of water and then leave them right here on the deck and let them start germinating. It's cold today. I should bring them in, but I'm not. I'm gonna leave them right here outside because I live in Texas and our weather is just bipolar. It is bipolar. I will be taking them in and out if I was to follow our weather. I thought we were, like I said, I thought we was over our last frost, but it's pretty chilly out here today. That's why I like to tell y'all, do you in the garden, you know. What worked for one person may not work for you, and what worked for me may not work for you. And then what works for you will work for you, you know. I see so many videos, and they're all wonderful videos, and they tell you all these tips, but a good teacher will let you know that there's so many avenues of doing this thing of gardening. So like this is what I was telling y'all before my dad called. My daughter want to do it, so I can't wait to come collab with her and see what she want to start planting. That way I can go over there and get her started in her balcony garden. My daughter, she is 21. I believe, yeah, she will be 21. Well, she's 20. She'll be 21 in the fall. Look at me just trying to make her older before she is. And I'm happy that she wants to do that. She also is a fellow dental assistant as well. So that's what it's all about, is teaching, sharing. I'll plant her some starts here. And her and her boyfriend can maintain that garden. He seemed like he likes gardening too a little bit. I don't know on what scale, but he was interested. Every time he come over here, he likes looking at the chickens. And he actually brought me some watermelon seeds and those domino sunflower seeds I told you guys about. Yeah. That chill is killing my vibe because I got these gloves on, but it's still a chilly out here. But I couldn't wait. That's one thing about gardening, is just, it makes you get out here in this weather and just want to plant something. Knowing it's cool out here. My grandbaby running around like it's nothing. He probably warm because he is moving around. So now I'm going to be doing the sweet corn. I'm just writing it on here. And you can write on your these little things right here, the seed trays. What I do, if I reuse it, I just mark it out. It don't have to be pretty. I just mark it out with a line and go on and plant whatever new seed I have. So this is the Golden Cross. I don't think I ever did the Batum hybrid corn. So I learned a lot about corn last year when I did it. I learned that it likes to be staggered whenever you're planting them, because the top of the corn has like these little, not the silkies, but these little, I forgot what it's called. By the time I post this video, I'll put it in writing up at the top. But it's like a flower thing that's on top of the stalk. And you want to kind of stagger them when you're planting them, because it falls down onto the silks of the corn. The silks is the top of that corn, that little hair stuff you see, hair-like stuff. And that's how it pollinates and helps the corn develop. So I will be taking that advice and doing that this year. Last year, I did get to the silk stage of my corn, and I did get, I got the mini corns. They were so little, I didn't even post it. If I did post it, I probably did a little short video on TikTok. But if these don't do well, I'm gonna tell y'all and show you, because we don't want to just show the success. We want to show the trials in between too. So that way everybody can stay encouraged and know that we all are out here experimenting and learning and growing. So I know that right now food prices are going up, and will my garden save us from that? No. But it will help us to have a little more than the person who don't have a garden. So a little more to keep us out the stores. And then the most part is that I am so happy to know what's in what I'm giving my family. That's the main part for me, is knowing, like, if I fix my kids a salad and I'm fixing them a drink that out of something I grew, like I fixed hibiscus tea last year, and I made salads with my lettuce and my cucumbers. I grew a little small onion. It just feels so good knowing that I know exactly what was placed in the growth of my flower and my plants, and knowing that my kids or my family is not being exposed to all those chemicals that some of these mass producers are putting in our food. I remember last year seeing that they were talking about putting a vaccine in tomatoes. It was, I can't remember the state, so I won't say it just because I'm saying the wrong state. But they were talking about actually passing a law to put vaccine in tomatoes. And why would somebody do that? I don't know. I just know they went to court over it, and they was basically saying, should we label this as a pharmaceutical? And it was somebody taking it, of course, saying they should. If you're going to put vaccines in produce, then you need to label it as a pharmaceutical, which I totally agree, because people need to know that if you're eating this, it has some type of medication in there. Some people don't like immunizations, so for whatever reason it may be, and they have their right to feel like that. So I think they were just kind of a highbrow raiser too. Like, why would you try to put a vaccine in tomatoes? And tomato is a popular fruit that people eat. So, and that's why reading is fundamental, because if they are putting it in there, hopefully they're going to be required to actually disclose that information. So guys, read your labels. And for me, I kind of think they probably are already doing it, because if you're going to court over it, I just feel like those type of people who do that kind of stuff, they have a goal to do it, and they're going to do it anyway. So it's just kind of an eyebrow raiser. And it's a true story that you can look it up and online, and it should pull up, because I'm sure that there's like, it was definitely trending when it happened. Spider-Man. So, and hearing that kind of stuff kind of make you want a garden, even if you don't have a garden, just because you're like, man, what they trying to do? They trying to, but let me stop talking about that, because I don't need nobody coming after me. Because all I'm trying to do is get somebody to do a garden, because it's a fun hobby that pays you in food. And it can be an expensive hobby too. It's definitely, it's not necessarily saving you money. But it is saving you from being exposed to, like I said, things that you don't know. Things that you don't know that's in your food. And it tastes better too. I love fresh food, don't you? That's my baby. Your hand cold? Go get some gloves on. It's some in the kitchen, in the cabinet. Tell your mom to give you some gloves. Because it is. All right, let's see. I really want to throw the whole pack in there. I ain't gonna even lie. But then they always talk. I hear my gardening friends talking about, I'm gonna thin it out later. I don't be thinning nothing out. Maybe I should thin stuff out, and I probably would have a bigger yield, but I don't thin nothing out. I just plant as I feel that it'll work, and I hope for the best. And each year I get a better harvest, so I'm doing something right. All right, I'm gonna plant one more thing, and what would that be? I think I'll do a broccoli. It's in the kitchen. Okay, yes, broccoli gonna be my last thing. We're gonna go in the house anyway. You don't like hearing that. You know how kids do when we outside all day long. Do you remember being a kid and going outside? I'm just happy he wants to go outside, because I feel like our generation now don't really like going outside. We used to be outside and it'd be 1,000 bikes in front of your house, because being on your bike felt like you had a mini car to drive. And I remember me and my best friend, we had rules that you wasn't supposed to go this far, and we had snuck and went to the other side of the neighborhood, and nothing happened. Can't believe, do stupid things as kids. Our parents just wanted us to be safe. And we just thought that was so adventurous it was just right in our neighborhood, but it was just too far for our parents. They always like to be able to see you or be able to come out there and call you back in if they want you to come in. All right, y'all. So Aiden is getting antsy because this is the reality of a real video when you have kids around, and even though my kids are grown, having a grandchild is still like having a child of your own, because it's like you're a super child. You know, it's why they say grand, because we think of grand, that's like really good, and you know, what's the matter? Here, you have my gloves. You see, that's what us grandparents do. Check the door too, you letting the heat out. I just sound like my mom. Remember you had the door open, but it usually in the summertime, you had the door open, your parents be yelling out the door. You trying to air in the whole neighborhood? I never did my kids like that, you know. Of course, I never wanted them to waste things like, you know, electricity or food. But since we got told that so much, I was kind of relaxed for my kids. And guess what? They didn't do it a lot, because it seemed like when you harp on something all the time, then people will do it because they know you don't want them to. It's weird. We do the opposite, right? But my kids, they never put me through that, so I'm glad about that. What is this? Got some seeds waste out. What was that? Oh, I think that's the broccoli seeds. Here, put this glove onto your hand. But yeah, I got these plants planted. Today for dinner, I put a turkey in my crock pot last night, and I washed it up real good, and I you know, took the insides out. I used what I had. I didn't have a lot of stuff to be able to put in the cavity of the turkey. You know how you stuff it with apples or celery or whatever you're gonna stuff it with. So I just cleaned mine really good. I put butter under the skin, and I seasoned it with smoked paprika, a Creole seasoning. What else I put on there? Garlic powder, because garlic powder gonna be almost in everything I do. What else? I used beef broth, and I took that same can and put half of water in there, and I put that in the crock pot, and I seasoned, you know, the turkey all over. I put butter all over it first, inside the skin, outside the skin, and then I put the seasoning on so it can stick. And it's been sitting in there for about 10 hours, and this morning it was basically trying to fall off the bone. We're gonna have that with some rosemary biscuits that I got from Walmart. They're like some Red Lobster cheddar bay biscuits, but it's the rosemary and Parmesan brand or flavor. We'll have some collard greens and corn. And my husband wants some macaroni, so we're gonna do macaroni. And mashed potatoes. I try not to do 2 starches, but that husband of mine he want both, so we're gonna get him both. But yeah, that's what we're gonna have for our Sunday dinner, and we got some sweet tea in there, and yeah, that's what's on the menu for today. So it's smelling good in there. Me and Abe about to go in there now because it is chilly out here. So until the next time, sunflowers, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the tips that I gave you on how to use different things that you have. Some of my more seasoned gardeners, maybe you didn't think about the eggshells. Maybe you heard it before, but you never used it. So maybe you want to pick up this as another thing to add to your collection of garden experience. Yeah. So I will see you on the next video. Aiden, we're gonna say bye. You gonna say bye to our new friends? Say bye. Say have a good day.